En ek het om die deur te maak. En kyk bietjie. Ek het nie kom nou. Hi everyone, welcome to our Facebook Live. We had a bit of a technical difficulty, but we are live now. So I think first up some house rules just for everyone to know. Obviously our tribe is very supportive, very motivating, so please be supportive. Hi Bonita, thanks for joining us. And then we will only take up about 20 or 30 minutes of your time today. So please join in on the comments below. We'd love to see where you guys are from. So whichever town you're from, please pop it in the field below. And throughout the chat with Gerda, if you have any comments, please feel free, or questions, please feel free to pop them below. So first up, I just want to remind you guys that we are having Friday tomorrow. I'm sure you've seen the competition, and we put a voting poll, so please vote for myself, Bonita, or Jemima. And literally there's 3 steps for you to follow if you also would like to win something. So first up, for you to win, the 3 steps is you either have to vote, well, not either, you have to vote, you have to share 3 of your approved recipes throughout up until Sunday, and then your outfit or your out and about or your braai or whatever you are doing tomorrow. If you share that with us and you use the hashtag Heritage Day or Braai Day, you can win up to 1,000 Rand. So the prize consists of some bridesmaids items and then a meatball voucher. So I think it's an awesome prize. Please join in, and we're looking forward to see who's the lucky winner. Please vote for me. I joke. Please vote for your favorite contestant. Hi, Lorna. Thank you for joining us. So yeah, today we are here to chat a bit to Gerda about her amazing, amazing weight loss journey. And I know for myself, first up, you know, my journey started with a diet doctor a few years ago, and I was a client. And I literally dropped 17 kgs in 7 weeks, and it was the most amazing thing. But I remember to this day that I came to this office and Lana still assisted me. She already worked here then. So she still assisted me, and it was such a warm environment, and it was so helpful. And definitely I've always been a yo-yo dieter and always struggling. And it was just amazing, just feeling that environment and getting all that support. So I did my journey. I never went on stabilization. I didn't listen. I was very naughty. And it just so happened that I so believed in the product and the system and the support and everything that entails Diet Dr. Carol and her belief system and how she deals with people and how she absolutely inspires, that I ended up working here. And for those of you who know me, I absolutely love my job here. I absolutely love it. So I went on with our new drops, and I lost a lot of weight again. I had a bit of an injury that put me out for a while. And as you know, I started with the MBS challenge, joining in while coaching. And I've continued over to the mermaid mode, and I've lost another 13 kgs, and I'm still on my journey. But all I wanted to say is that, you know, for us, it's very important that we either know what you're going through, we're either on the journey, or like Lana successfully completed the journey. So we are here to help. And I think that's what brings me to Gerda. I've known Gerda for a few years as well. She's also been with a diet doctor for a while. And recently she lost 6.5 kgs and a lot of centimeters. And although her goal was to lose weight, I think she soon discovered that it's more than just weight loss. And for us, you know, having this whole complete mind, body, and soul shift, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing seeing these ladies going through this journey, and the things they did previously versus the things they are doing now. It's just incredible, the change that it brings about. So Gerda, I wanted to say thank you so much for joining us today. I absolutely love coaching you. You're just one Amazing, amazing woman. So I would like for you to just tell the listeners a little bit about yourself and what made you, what brought about that decision for you to start your weight loss journey with a diet doctor specifically.
Thanks, Sunita. I'm so happy to be here today, and I'm so happy to share my story. So it must have been 2016 or 2017. I was sitting next to Lana, actually, at a school thing, aftercare or nursery school, whatever, for our kids. And we started talking about what she does, because she's always driving this diet doctor car, and she always looks absolutely magnificent. And I think she was, even that time, a few kilos heavier. So I was like, I think it's fate that I'm sitting next to you, because I've seen this diet doctor thing everywhere, and now I actually meet like the diet doctor. Are you the diet doctor? And I then didn't at the time decided to start with a diet doctor. And then one day my husband sent me a banner of the diet doctor, which for me was like heartbreaking that my husband is sending this to me. But I then still didn't join the diet doctor.
Okay.
And a few months later, I went onto the diet doctor group. And then I decided, then I'm going to, that was still when I was doing the injections. And we are going to talk a little bit more later on about my journey and what's different now from what it was in 2017. But I can tell you that you've seen my face more than anybody else, and I never had after photos. That's all I can say.
This is very true. This is very true. So I think, you said that it took you a while, and you sat next to Lana, and then it was the banner, and then you joined the group, and there were so many things. And I mean, I think we're all exposed to so many products and diets and things out there. So what was your doubts and your fears and your main concerns to join and to start?
I think the accountability. So we are all always saying that I want to be held accountable, and I want a coach, and I want a personal trainer, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. But you don't really want to let go of your bad habits. I want to lose 10 kilos, for example, but what do I need to give up to get there? And I think that is the big thing for me. It was also a fear of failing. Can I really do this? Like, look at Lana. Like, I see her every day at school drop off, and I saw her before pictures, and I was like, but can I really do this? Can I really commit to this journey? And that was my biggest thing, is to making that commitment, being held accountable, and just the fear of failing, I think, was the biggest thing.
Yeah, I think what was crucial for me also throughout your journey, and I mean, I saw it all happening. I saw the fear, and I know because I had the same issues prior. Like, there was so many before pictures and literally maybe one after picture, because there's always like falling off the wagon. And I think what is so nice about the program now is that there is no falling off the wagon. You're allowed to have a treat. You learn how to use the program to your advantage, and these treats becomes your life after. So it's not a diet, and it's not like, if I don't do this, then I'm going to fail. It's like, it is a journey, and we do get to our end goal at the end of the day. So yeah, I think for a lot of people listening now, if you have any doubts or fears, just to know that the coaches are here, myself and Lana, we are here. We can answer any question that you might have, or anything, just to put you at ease. And I know your biggest fear was, would I be able to? Would I be able to persevere? Would I be able to finish this time around? So I think it's amazing how you push through. And like a week in or 2 weeks in on your journey, I looked at you and I was like, you still didn't believe you're doing this. And I was, Gerda, you're 2 weeks in already. Calm down. You're going to do this. You're going to finish this time around. So that was quite amazing to see. So how did you alter your eating patterns? I mean, you're a mom, you're a wife, you are extremely busy. And I know you have quite an emotional career that you do. So how did you fit all your new eating patterns into all of this?
So that was quite a challenge in the beginning, because I'm not a meal prep person. And that is something that the diet doctor really, really taught me, is to do that meal prepping. So at first I was cooking 2 different meals. So I have 1 child and my husband, so it's 3 of us. But then I was cooking 2 different meals, and sometimes a 3rd one, just in case my son doesn't eat whatever we are cooking. And then I just decided later on that, well, not decided, but I realized that, why am I doing this? So first of all, I need to meal prep. And second of all, I can then just add some stuff for the rest of the family. But the 3rd thing is my son absolutely loves vegetables and salads more than I would ever be able to love it. So I was
You're
doing
lucky.
them. I was doing them, and specifically him growing up, he's 8 years old. I was doing them at disadvantage, because now I'm eating this food, and he often would we sit at the dining room table, and then he would say, "Mommy, why do you have broccoli and cauliflower and I don't? Or why do you have salad and I don't have salad?" And he would sometimes swap his meal with me, like we were fighting over that. And I think that is something that you just also need to realize, is that the food that you can eat on this program is not diet food. It is really not celery sticks that you are chewing on all day and weighing your food and those type of things. It's really food that you can make for everybody. You can make the most delicious sauces with your food. I'm not one of those big chefs, but if you look on the group and you just search all the different foods, specifically Lana, but there's also a lot of other members of the group that can really teach you how to cook very nice food that's much better than your ordinary food that you think is diet food.
No, I absolutely agree with you. If I have to think back of diets I used to follow in my years before the diet doctor, and I think of like 4 slices of cucumber and 2 boiled eggs, and that's literally breakfast. And if you overeat, you don't lose weight. I mean, that is what we connect when we think diet. And now looking at our food, I mean, 3-4 times a day, Lana has to tell me, you have to eat more. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so much food. And the more I eat, the quicker the weight comes off. And the plates are filled with food. It's absolutely incredible. I mean, the Whole Foods has bring about such a change in my life as I know it. I mean, I don't know if you remember, but when I started, I never used to eat vegetables. And now my plate just consists of vegetables. My juices has got vegetables. My shake has got frozen zucchini. And I absolutely love it and enjoy it. And the food is so much, but it is so good for you. And the way we are giving the nutrients to our kids, my son as well. I was the busy mom, always working the long hours and rushing to grab a takeaway because I need to, he's got to eat. Where now, when I cook, he eats with me. And I was watching a documentary about the US and about their takeaway foods and the obesity rates versus other countries like the UK, for example, where this amount of calories and this amount of calories, maybe just in a side portion of chips. And my son said to me, "Mommy, this is so bad." And I thought to myself, I raised him by grabbing a takeaway when we were late or in a rush. With the meal prepping, and I mean, we're not talking about meal prepping for weeks in advance. We're talking about 2 or 3 big meals that you make. You always have something handy. You might not eat it every day, but there is something in the freezer. I always have soups. I always have stews available because it just helps me so much. And as well, when my son is hungry now, I'm like, "Listen, there's soup or stew. Do you want that?" And he prefers it over a takeaway or, junk food. So, and there's so many tricks and things in the recipes that we can use to make our own takeaways, and it's so much fun. So I think when we brought in the cauliflower waffles, oh boy, what a game changer. And
those chocolates.
Yes, with the likes of Marley starting to make these cauliflower breads in advance and meal prepping them. And we all started doing that. And then it went over into braaibroodjies, braaing tomorrow.
Yes.
So it is not you only eat leaves and the 2 boiled eggs and cucumber and a handful of this. If as well, there's nuts, there's avocado. We've got all the food groups on the plan, and it's whole foods. And, the product is plant-based. So the more natural you go, wouldn't we all want to reach our best older age? And I think it has been proven that this is the way to do it. So yeah, I agree with you. The meal prepping it absolutely saved my life as well.
I also want to add, Sunita, I've seen so many times how you ask on the group, what happened to your plate? And then in the beginning, I tend to zoom into the plate of food to check what they did wrong there. Maybe they added something, and then you're like, you're not eating enough. That is not enough food. Like, do you want to starve yourself? And that's the big thing. It's like I need to be very cautious when I send you my plate of food or when I post it, because I'm like, is this enough on my plate? And that is really the reality of this. It is, you just actually feel like you overeat. And especially with the cauliflower rice as well. I mean, the first time I had that with chicken mince, that I asked the butcher to make for me, to make sure that there's no added fatted stuff in.
Yeah.
And I remember my mom was with me, and I was eating, and halfway through, I said to her, I feel so full, and it feels like I'm cheating because I'm eating all this rice with mince. And that's the beauty of the eating, not the eating plan, but the type of wholesome foods that you can prepare for yourself.
No, absolutely. And I mean, if you, just as an example, the cauliflower mince with the chicken mince, if you meal prep that and you always have it handy, I mean, an entire family can eat off that. That's not a problem. I make so much chicken and salad, and when my partner is around, I'll add some baked potato or whatever the case might be. So it's so easy to just do the add in. And I mean, with the treat day, we can do the sweet potato. So there's no exclusions except for the real bad stuff, like the artificial things and the chemicals and the sugars. Those are the things that we are cautious for. So all in all, absolutely just amazing meals. And you're right. I always look at everyone's plates and I'm like, you're not eating enough, because I literally hear Lana in this year and Carol in this year. It's like, you're not eating enough. And then I see the weight stalls and the centimeters slow down. And the moment you start eating more, you just see it all just fall back into place. So it brings me to the next thing, like, how useful did you find the exercise videos to keep you on track? Well, not only the exercise videos, the steady state walks, the supplementary exercise, and then of course, Caroline's videos that we have in the VIP Slimming Lounge.
So I love it. I absolutely love it, because I don't have to think. I just do. And that's the beauty of it, because why don't people go to the gym, or why don't people exercise? Often it is, I don't have time. But I think the second biggest excuse is, I don't know what to do. And you're not only telling us what to do, but you're showing us what to do. And I'm doing it with the person. And that's also the other thing that I really, really love about Caroline's exercise videos, is that she's actually doing every single exercise with you. First, showing you exactly how to do it, make sure that you don't do it wrong, and a different version of it if you can't do that advanced. And then she does it with you, and you can pause it at any time. You can go back if you want to just make sure that you're doing it right. And for me, it's really, it's a lifesaver, because I never know what to do. That's why I've been belonging to a gym before, but then, you pay money every month and you just don't go. Then I decided to get a personal trainer, but that is just too expensive. And you also can't have a personal trainer 6 days a week. So Caroline's videos, the exercises, absolutely love it. Worth it.
I agree with you. I know Natasha always says on the group that she has an internal struggle with Caroline, because it's really tough. And what I enjoy most about the exercises on the VIP Slimming Lounge is you've got your beginners and intermediate and advanced. And so if you're not at that level yet, you've got a starting point. And if it wasn't enough for you, there's supplementary exercises. If you have any injury and you can't do exercises, you've got the modifications. If that all else fails, maybe it's an age concern, or maybe you have an ankle strain, or not a strain, a problem that you can't do excessive exercises, you've got the steady state walk, which is at your pace. So I think all in all, it's there to help everyone. And I mean, we have gym members that literally still does their exercises and say, well, that was a tough leg day. And then, it's something that really works. And I hear you, she does all the exercises. When we were shooting the videos, I looked at her in awe, and I was like, how can she manage to exercise and talk while we're busy with a shoot, and she's doing those exercises? I mean, she's incredible.
Absolutely, Sunita, and it's also, she's real. So she's done an exercise and she kind of falls over, and she's like, I've been doing this for so long, but
Yeah.
I still also struggle to do the
Yes.
one leg thing or whatever the case is. So that is also what makes, it's not this perfect person. Well, she is perfect, but it's also showing you that she's also
We're
struggling
human.
with some of the
Yeah.
things, and it makes it so much real for you, especially when you're at the beginner stage.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier on, we always busy to go to a gym, or it's expensive, the membership for some people. Some people are not able, they don't have transport to get to a gym. But I think another factor is a lot of people look at themselves and say, I'm ashamed to go to the gym, or which of course we don't want them to be. For us, it's like there should be no shame in your body. You should love yourself and take care of yourself just the way you are. Love yourself throughout the entire process. How can you hate a body, but you want that body to give you something in return? So we have to love our bodies. And, it will bring me to our next conversation, because it was quite a big thing for you as well on your journey. And, being on the journey myself, for me to go into a gym a few weeks back, let's start off with the MBS Academy. If I had to go to a gym, I would be super intimidated. I wouldn't know what to wear. Will people be looking at me? Everyone is looking like models with makeup and ponytails and heaven knows. And I look like someone picked me up off the street when I finished the gym. And I'm red in the face. And there's so many things that people consider before they step into a gym, especially ladies who are embarking on a weight loss journey. And of course, they shouldn't. They should just go. The fact that they're there shows that they care. And people in the gym look at it that way and say, wow, look at her, she's making a change. But there are various reasons that people don't step into a gym. And it is so helpful to have your own in-house personal trainer. So for me, and I mean, we used to do exercises prior, but it wasn't, well, it's still not mandatory, but we used to do exercises prior, but I feel this is a massive shift because anyone and everyone can join. And if I just look at my team alone, let alone everyone else in the tribe and on the sport community, we've got age groups, we've got injuries. I myself have 2 slipped discs in my back, and we all managed through it. So I think it really caters for everyone. I know your son joins in on some of the things you do. So yeah, I think everyone just joins in. So talking about your son, I know he joined you on the superhero poses. You posted something with him joining the super, and it was so amazing. So it just brings me to the next thing with what difference did the deep dive activities that we do weekly bring about in your mindset to have I wouldn't say smoother, but definitely an easier weight loss journey this time around? What differences did the deep dives bring for you?
So you know how difficult every deep dive activity has been for me. You know how difficult mirror work was for me before. And you would look at yourself in the mirror and you're thinking like, no, I can't do this. I can't tell myself this. I can't do this. And then when the deep dive activity started, that really for me was the game changer in a lot of things. So I still have a lot to learn and I still have a lot to grow with. A lot of self-love and self-growth still needs to happen. But the deep dive activity is actually taking you back to a place where this all started, or if I can use the word loosely, where it all went wrong. Yeah. For me, diets is always, look, I get onto a diet, you get onto the scale every single day, you lose weight, it's quick, it needs to happen quick, but then you're not losing weight. And then that's also where you fall off the wagon or you stop or whatever. And the deep dive activities are really going back into where this came from. What happened at certain places in your life? And you don't always want to face that. But believe me, when you faced one of those, you definitely want to go face the other demons and work through that. Oh. And I still remember also there was one of the ladies on the journey that lost a relationship because of how you need to actually change and how you start to find yourself and start to realize that I am enough for me. Like, I don't have to do this for anybody else. And that same person also posted once that she's been losing quite a lot of abdominal fat.
Emotional weight.
Emotional. it was like the light went on for me as well, because if you look at my progress photos, you will see how much I'm losing around my waist.
Yes.
And I mean, I can talk about it openly now, but it's because of so much emotional baggage, guilt, regret. I'm not worthy, I'm not worthy, I'm not worth it. All those negative things that I had in my life forever and ever. And I'm not perfect yet. I'm getting there.
Almost.
Yes. And I still struggle with it sometimes, but that is what the deep dive activities makes it actually so real and so different from any other weight loss journey. And I've been on all of them. I've been on Way Less, Sleek Geek, True Grit. You can go Google all of them. I've been on all of them. Send me a list and I'll tick you.
Cabbage soup.
Cabbage soup, 28 day. What's that thing? I've been on that, on and off, all of that. And if you don't actually work on, you can't just work on the physical, you need to work on the emotional as well. And it is also so profound because I'm doing quite a lot of webinars with the work that I do in support of COVID and those emotional things. And I also found myself that I started to talk like that. I started to do self-love and self-care and mirror work and all of those things. So in a way, it also helped me so much with my webinars, supporting other people, because people think that you can just go on a diet and everything will be fine, but you actually need to do those deep, that's why it's called deep dive activities.
No, absolutely. I think the crucial step for me in the deep dives, the very first thing was setting that morning routine. We know if you have a routine, you tend to be more successful. And I literally have 3 routines. I have a normal routine, I have a traveling routine, and I have a weekend routine. And that is fine. The moment I go off my routine, I wear off, I can feel things are up in the air. If I miss a meditation, if I miss journaling, I can feel that I'm carrying something that I want to work through. And I think the morning routines for me was the first thing. The second thing for me was when we had the week 2 or 3, I think is shameless me. And when we started putting it together, and I'm like, well, you're starting here by looking in the mirror, and the last day you're dancing, you know, with your happy song, your 30-second dance off party naked. And I was like, how is this going to happen? I mean, I can't walk past the mirror and, well, initially with the MBS, I couldn't even walk past the mirror and look at myself. I would look to put makeup and do my hair, but that's it. I would never look into my eyes. And now I can stand in the mirror naked, well, not in the mirror, in front of the mirror, naked, look myself in the eyes, and I can like wiggle it and say, look what you still got, you know, while you got it. So that is, it's just so amazing. And it's one example of how 8 weeks, 4 weeks, even up to 8 weeks, even to 12 weeks, how those deep dives can literally change your life. And one deep dive might not touch you as deep as it touches me, but the next one will most definitely touch you deeper than what it touched me. Either way, you know, we all have a journey that we've been on that we have to work through. And, you know, like you say, where things went wrong, could it be where they went wrong or where they went too right? Or either way, there's always a trigger, there's always a hook, and there's always something that affects you. Hi, beautiful Tash. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I think they're absolutely amazing. And for me to see you, well, to know you a year, 2 years prior being a client, and always, you know, that constant struggle, like you start off strong and you're so ready and you so deserve it. I mean, I always looked at you and you're like, you're so beautiful and you so deserve to reach that goal you really want to reach, and then see you literally fade away. And coming back this time, and I could see you already didn't believe. You were like, no, I'm not going to. And week 2, week 3 with the deep dives, you stopped comparing yourself. You always compare yourself a lot. You completely stopped comparing yourself. And it was about you and the joy you bring to your family and your kid. And that's a complete 360 turnaround. And to see that happening and to see your mind, I think for me, apart from you succeeding in your weight loss, and I know you're going on holiday, and I have no doubt you're going to maintain it being on your holiday next week. But to see that turnaround of you loving yourself and just feeling worthy, and I can literally see it in your eyes. I can see it in your body language when you come in for your in-body scans. The way you appreciate yourself, that's a complete turnaround. Absolutely.
I agree. Even if I've lost 20 kilos by now, or whatever the case is, if I didn't make that shift, and Sunita, really, you guys saved my life. I must really say that, because, you know, you just go downhill and downhill and downhill, and you start hating yourself. And how can you expect other people to love you if you can't even love yourself? And that for me is the biggest shift, and that is the biggest challenge for me to maintain. And that is why these deep dive activities is also so important for me. And just to keep on doing that, even the mirror work, you still need to do that on a daily basis. You can't just stop because now you've succeeded once in it, and because you need to, be consistent and carry on.
You need to continue to take care of yourself. And I mean, like you say, irrespective if you've lost 20 Ks, I mean, you, up until the last time we weighed, since we don't really care as much, about the weight on the scale, since the last time you weighed, I think you lost about 6.5 kgs. And your 6.5 kgs is just as tough and just as hard as the next person 30 or 40 kgs. It's just as tough. People, for those tuning in now, Gerda lost 6.5 kgs, and it's not about that. It's not about the number on the scale. It is about your journey. And your 6.5 kgs was literally just as tough as my 13 or as Judy Ann's 18 or whatever the case might be. So you need these deep dives. 2 kilograms, 20 kilograms, you still need the deep dives. So, going to the product, and I mean, I absolutely think they're amazing, but with the rapid burn and the no stress and the crave control, what do you think was different this time around about the products versus what we did prior?
Well, first of all, it's so tasty. So you just, like, if you feel like having a sweet, you just go and have a drop of that. But a serious note, I think the combination of the 3 different ones, so it's the stress and the craving, and then the rapid loss. The combination of that for me is the secret, because you can't really have one without the other. Some people, I think, the crave control maybe have more of. I had a lot of the stress one. My stress drops is always finished first. But it just gives you so much energy. And I'm not only saying it myself, because you can actually go look on the Facebook page. Everybody is saying that, how much more energy they have. Yes. People that's been chocolate sweet lovers, that couldn't go without it. If they get into bed in the evenings, that's the first thing, they have to have a slab with them or whatever. And so many of these ladies and gentlemen are saying that my cravings are gone. But the most important thing for me is that energy. Like, I've always had a lot of energy, but I've also seen that with other people. And this is just absolutely magnificent.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I can vouch myself. I use a lot of the no stress, and I use a lot of the crave as well. And it just helps so much. And you mentioned, it is really tasty. And even though you can mix them all together, I love mixing them separately. I use them as a water enhancer before I have my meal. And it just helps me get in more water as well. It's so convenient. And just knowing that I'm putting something plant-based into my body, no more chemicals, no more hormones. In fact, this is balancing or rebalancing my hormones. It just makes you feel good. It's a product that I could literally use forever if I have to. But I mean, once you've reached your goal weight, you can always continue with the crave control and the stress, should you wish, if you need it in those times in your life.
Sure. So, also, no scary needles. There's also no scary needles that you have to inject yourself. So
no hormones. This is just so easy. So, we came from a background, both me and you came from a background about literally getting on the scale every morning, and that scale will tell you your worth. You can wake up being as happy as you want to be. The moment you step on that scale, it literally pulled out the earth beneath you. And I want to find out, because I know what I went through and I know what a lot of the ladies went through, but I want to find out, just in terms of you, finally ditching that scale and literally saying, see you again in 2 weeks, goodbye, and focusing more on your progress pics and your centimeter loss. How did that impact your overall weight loss journey?
Sure, that was huge. I would sometimes get onto the scale 3 times a day, like in the morning.
Hoping it would change.
Especially last year when I was working from home or over weekends, then it's like, okay, in the afternoon and then in the evening. So if I weigh this much, how much did I pick up today during the day? Like, how is that? How much did I pick up during the day? And then tomorrow morning, I can see how much I lost during the night. It is It is just, it's tiring. It is really
Yeah.
tiring. And I have got so many non-scale victories. I mean, I can actually sit here for 2 hours, and but there's so many non-scale victories. And I also have so many friends, two very close friends of mine that also jumps on the scale all the time. And I've started to share my journeys with them, and I started to share my pictures with them. So it's not something that I wanted to do, because there was always this bit of a competition, like also that comparing ourselves with each other. And then I just decided, you know what, let me just do this, because I also need to help them. It's an emotional, draining, sickening trap that we are all in. And just to look at, if you look at my, most of you have maybe seen my jeans journey, my guest jeans.
Yes.
If you look at that, I mean, I would rather every morning jump up and put on my guest jeans to see how far they fit now, or how much better and sexier I look into that, then jump on the scale. Because if you also look at, and we've done this exercise where you put in your weight every single day in a weight tracker, and you just see how you go up and down, up and down, up and down. But look at progress photos. I'm not going up and down. Nobody, none of the ladies or men that's on this journey, I have not seen 1 week's progress photo that all of a sudden you look like this and next week you look like that. And that is what the scale is doing to you. It's really just playing up in your mind.
If you had to put it on a graph, people think when you start a weight loss journey, it literally looks like this. Yes. And that's what progress pictures will show you. And that's amazing. And that's why we like progress pictures. But when you look at a weight loss journey, the chart does look like this all the way. Then it goes down, it goes up again, it goes down until you get that straight line all the way down. And that is what a weight loss journey looks like. But I think most important is the fact that the scale is not allowed to tell you your worth every single day. So in 2 weeks, it can tell you again what is your actual weight to this earth. But that's all it does. That's all it does. Your genes will show you, oh gosh, I was a bit naughty, I'm going off track. But yeah, you'd rather want to fit into that jeans, fit into that dress. And I know even Kathy, the likes of Kathy, was bragging about, like, do you guys remember my journey? I started in this jeans. Look at them now. The same you did with the jeans. And I mean, I did the same. It is absolutely phenomenal. I would rather have that non-scale victory over any number on a scale. So yeah, I agree with you on that one.
So just one more point on that. So I'm going on holiday tomorrow, and I had a certain number that time when I booked the holiday. I mean, we booked this already. We've moved it out twice. But anyway, I had a certain number on the scale that I wanted to be at. I'm not there, but 5 of my shorts that I also wanted to fit in, I fit in. So what is my worth now? That I can fit into my nice shorts and I can wear them comfortably on the beach, or that I'm that number?
Exactly. And if you're on holiday, you're literally going to worry about that number every single day because you don't have a scale with you. Now, having those pants with you, you know you're on track. You know that the stuff you're eating is on plan. You're treating a little bit more, but there's no cheats and there's no falling off the wagon. You've got it covered. You literally have it covered. But yeah, I definitely agree with you. So what advice would you give to anyone still wanting, to start their journey? What advice would you give them?
So, for me it is, and I know this sounds cliche, but just don't be scared. Stop being scared. Nobody is going to judge you. And like I said, I've been on various journeys with other weight loss companies, and I've felt judged before, but I've never one single day, even if I come back 3 months after just blocking you, I'm joking, come back. Nobody has ever judged me. So for me, it's just like really take that step. Carol also once said to me, there will always be wine. There will always be cake, or there will always, that's not going to disappear. Yeah. But you are going to change so much on this journey that you wouldn't want to have a bottle of wine on Friday nights. Maybe you still want a glass of wine, but that is how you will just change. And it's really just to believe in yourself and take that step and just really don't be scared and just do it. And everybody in this group is absolutely amazing. Like I'm quite terrified that I'm not going to be in this group one day anymore for some silly reason.
You will always be part of this tribe. Always, always, always. No, I hear you when you say that feeling of you're either scared or you're shy or whatever the case might be. But the moment you become visible, you become accountable. And that is why we always ask, please share your journey with us. Please brag. Please share your food with us. First up, we can see maybe with the food, something's off and we can advise and we can help. Or when it's someone bragging, it inspires so many of the other guys on the group. Or if they're literally just asking a question, I mean, this is where that's the main platform for our support community. So when you ask a question there, everyone will jump in and answer. Even before myself or Lana or Bonita or Jemima or Carol, before any one of us can answer, a client literally answered, because that is the supportive tribe that we do have. And I know for myself, this is not a journey you want to do alone. You do need some support. So yeah, I hear you, and I really want, if there's any guys or ladies out there wanting to start this journey and they don't know where to start, how to start, remember right at the top of the page we've got the guide section. You can refer to that. And at any point in time, please get in touch with one of our coaches. We're there to hold your hand and we're there to support you. Gerda, we will never leave you. You will always be in the group. So yeah, we ran over time a bit. I'm sorry for the guys tuning in. I can chat to you all day, Gerda, I went from client to employee, you went from client to friend, and that's just the type of community that we are and that you guys are helping us to create. So thank you so much for that. And, massive congratulations. And I don't want to say just on your weight loss, massive congratulations on your journey, on your mindset. It was phenomenal to see, number one, and number two, to be part of that. And thank you for trusting me and trusting us with your journey. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. So, thank you.
I hope you have an amazing holiday. Mine starts next Friday. So we can have a bit of a rest, and we'll chat to you again soon.
100%. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.